all my men of valor, do their charge.
Tequila, young life is wasted. It's full of prerequisite and depression, the answer is clearly stated. It's her folly and her need for leisure. She wants to have a lavish life, forgetting a creation of her base. She even plays with big knife on the street with a skiffy dress. When the society did she go wrong? Why couldn't she just wait? Was the time that long? She's now trapped despite her being the bait. She never had to choose this life. This wasn't her fate. But maybe before we judge and pass our verdict on how this son of man, a daughter, came to love many sons of man, now an addict. But wait, did I say love? Because the love never lasted. This must have been last. The killer she was, not the wine but her name. I guess the Almighty had taken his time to give her this kind of fame. Possessed she was like the swine to one day get fame. With the success from her books and talent replica of Kabilem. Despite being blessed with what other girls craved for, nice hips, she really was never into this kind of things you call ships. From the city she was, yet all her projects she could not start without a prayer, praying for slayers, mayors, and even though she called soothsayers. And on top of all the hard economy, she changed. A good girl she had been, then to a slayer, a murderer. Whenever she passed, everyone would stare and exclaim, "Wa, si ameniua." Funny, right? How this high schooler could kill, but the victim still had the voice to speak. Well, it's true she dressed to kill, but could they tell she had got to the peak? And for the bad habit she had, she ran on every man's fingertips. Fingertips not only meant to caress her, but fingertips that had relative interactions with dollars. Success was never her goal. Her book she now had to disown. Maybe Tequila had gotten a new divine call. The streets a new IQ, HQ, and zone. Tequila, you might be losing your star because you have the brains, brawn, and might. But to find the sight and eye for money to you has not been light. Or so Tequila interpreted Mr. Gilbert's advice. Tequila, unapoteza nyota yako. But Tequila will always be Tequila. Mr. Gilbert's advice seemed to be an advantage, or Mr. Gilby's, as he would simply call her, seemed to her a potential client for her package. Well, her package was a bright future and something to give back to the society. Mr. Gilbert turned to be beat after Tequila explained that old wine tasted sweeter. Mr. Gilby's being ethical a teacher as he was, intrepidly turned down the lyrical, mystical, and physical advancements of her student. The first student to ever record all the 5 grades in one test from E. Expectation of a lavish lifestyle to D. Decision that this was a career and then to C. Conjugal calculations that summed up to B. B for ball in her uterine cord. Her long-term desire for an A in life finally achieved with an A for abortion. Midnight was her hour. On a skimpy dress she would roam. The class bragged, she's all ours. They later drove her home. At the height of time's towers, business negotiations on top of high density form was met at the devil's hour, and then later drove her to her room. The harsh reality hit her that the B for ball was I for inevitable, and now the A for abortion to her would be the only O for option. But isn't this insanity? A thought of ending an innocent life she now thought was vanity, because the C for career was now coming to an E for an end, and not expectation of a lavish lifestyle. The D for decision did not join her to form Dr. But guess what? Deep regrets. The reflection of her life would not allow her to blame others but herself, because Mr. Mr. Gilbert had tried to prevent this, but her ego then would not allow the initial E to go. She was in a state of dystopia, but after treatment and counseling for 4 years, she has now learned her lesson and is now in top gear, from Tequila of the bars to Tekla, a barista aspiring to be student. But then remember, if we do not prevent our teens from wastage, then definitely this generation will be the wasted age. Tequila by Barry Evans, a Black Saints production.
All my men of Allah, do their charge.
National Educator.